The Wellness Show, episode 302.
Welcome to The Wellness Show, a podcast on health and wealth. I'm your host, Tyhson Banighen, the founder of the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy. Join me as we get the latest insight, tips, and strategies from wellness providers, coaches, and successful, heart-centered entrepreneurs, and much, much more. This is The Wellness Show on health, wealth, and enlightenment. And today we're talking to Kelly Fisher, how to end anxiety in your life for good. Sounds like a good topic to me. Seems like everybody seems to be stressed out these days to the max and beyond. So learning how to deal with anxiety is a big situation for most people. So Kelly, how did you get into this area?
Wow. As far as like hypnotherapy and what I've been studying my whole life is a one story in itself. But when clients come into my office and they had problems with something, they always had anxiety about the subject they were coming in for.
So it was a sort of common denominator for no matter whatever situation you were working on, whether it had to do with drugs or alcohol or any addictions or whatever. It was always, oh, what am I doing here? What's this Kelly guy going to do to me?
Right. So the anxiety part was, I have anxiety about my situation, about my relationship, about my, problem I have. So that's why I put together, well, if we can get together and figure out how to get rid of anxiety, then we can boil it down easier to, the problem you're coming in for. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. So that makes it much easier. So, so for you, what's the solution to anxiety?
My definition, which when I started this program, I looked up definitions and nobody had a real definition of anxiety. And so I came up with my own. It was anxiety is where you're at in the physical universe and where your mind is projected into the future with problems. That gap is anxiety. So I teach people how to control, reduce, and end. My whole motto is slow your mind down to the speed you're living. So if you can slow it down, like Eckhart Tolle talks about the power of now. Yeah. If you can slow it down to now, then you have control. You never have control of the future. You never have control of that anxiety gap. And so most people, because as you know, the fight or flight kicks in, the heart starts racing. Stuart Wilde calls it the etheric leaning. You're leaning towards the future. You can never control it. So I teach people how to slow it down and get back in control. That's where all your power is.
So it's sort of like Michael Jordan being in the zone. You're teaching people how to get into the zone.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. We're not dunking basketballs, but we're learning how to be in that zone, right?
Yes. Yeah. When you're shooting baskets and they're flowing, it's like, what's going on here? Can I tap into this? Yeah, exactly.
So how did you and why did you get into hypnotherapy?
Decades ago, I've always been into the mind and how it works, but I woke up one Sunday morning and I heard this guy on the radio, and I was in Los Angeles at the time, and he was a hypnotherapist, and he spoke about like I'm talking about getting back in control of the thought process. So I hooked him. I went through a couple sessions with him and some past life regressions, and I thought, wow, this is really powerful. So there was H.M.I. Hypnosis Motivation Institute out here in California where I was living at the time, and I said, let me go figure out how to really help people with this. So, going through it myself with this coach myself, and then I thought, wow, I really want to learn how to do this to help other people. So I went to school and became a certified hypnotherapist, and just always been interested in how the mind works and this thought, feeling, emotion process we all go through. And
what's the best part of hypnotherapy? What's your ideal client? What do you love to work on?
Well, like I put together the anxiety program. It's a 6-week online program that I put together because, like I said, anxiety comes with all the other things you're trying to do, but whether it's stop smoking, whether it's, being comfortable on stage, whether it's, I do a lot of relationship stuff. I have an infidelity program that I put together because I have a lot of women that come to me like, I've been cheated on, and I give them their power back, and
Great.
yeah, explain how once you get, especially with the infidelity program, I teach women how to get their power back, and then you can pivot. Last part of my infidelity program is you can pivot with your partner or you can pivot without, but give them their power back. So it's all about centering. It's all about now. No matter what you come in for, it's all about bringing it back to now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the words I use in my coaching is take back your power, stand in your truth no matter what, and deliver awesomeness to the world, right? So you're on the same page, without having being in your power, you're in the control or possibly in the control of somebody else.
Yeah.
So so you're speaking a really powerful language and helping people really take back their power and be able to do that. And so do you think people can achieve an inner peace?
Yes. But the point is, you need to want the inner peace. I was bringing up a subject of a gentleman came in with his 20-year-old son, and he said, my son's on drugs, he's lost, he's this and that. And I told him, I said, your son is very aware, your son is awake, and sometimes when you're awake, you don't understand that nobody else is awake, so you want to dumb that down. So everyone's at a different level, but yes, general question is yes, we all can achieve inner peace, and it depends on what part of the journey you're on. His son in particular, he's 20, he's experimenting with drugs, but I told him, your son is awake. That's the best part of it, but he's awake and he doesn't understand that most people are asleep, so he's got to go through this process. But yes, and
so how do you help people do that? I mean, because I think that's a great insight because these kids are coming back through, really high level consciousness, full blown, and yeah, they don't understand, this crazy world that we're in and why we do what we do. It's a whole different ballgame. They see the world completely different. They process information differently. How do you help those type of people?
Well, that's the toughest part. I mean, I wrote an article for some blogs after I spoke to him about the concept of being awake in a world that's sleeping. It's I mean, we're all on that curve, as you know, becoming awake, becoming aware. But when you're young and you're 19, 20 years old, and because I was born awake, and it's been an amazing world, but very challenging. And when you realize, you know what I'm saying? When you realize, when you realize that, and because his father was his father. So I had them both in the office, and every time his son spoke, his father said, "Well, you're not supposed to be doing that." I'm like, "No, okay."
All right, we broke up again. I don't know what's going on here. So, so why do you think it's important to get control of your thoughts for inner healing?
Your thoughts are. I go through like a thought, feeling, emotion process with everybody. You have a thought, it fires up a chemical neural net. You feel that neural net. That's the feeling part, and you emote it out. So this thought, feeling, emotion process is what everyone's going through. Some people are stuck in the thoughts. They're just thought. Some people are stuck in the emotion. I'm so emotional. I'm so emotional, and we have to get that. And the feeling part is in the middle. What do you feel? You're feeling the emotion. You're feeling the neural net of the thought, but you're feeling the emotion also. So the thought is kind of the balancing point between the feeling, rather, is the balancing point between the thought and the emotion. So everyone works on this thought, feeling, emotion process, and once you understand it and get in control of it, then you could figure out everything. Like the people say, well, you're not emotional, you don't feel anything. No, I feel everything. I just choose what to emote out. I choose what the path to go through because I'm in control of my thoughts. Once you get in control of it, then you can balance your life out. So we all go through the same feeling, thought, feeling, process, Oh,
So it's sort of like being on a
my
roller coaster
fault.
if you don't know how to manage that.
Right, right. I get clients come in, their thoughts are racing out of control or their emotions are out of control. And we have to I teach them how to balance the three aspects of it.
I think that's really an important thing to do.
Yeah.
So you're a meditator, you teach meditation. So what do you do with clients that say, "Oh, I tried that, it doesn't work"?
Great question. I'm working with a woman in West Virginia that I'm just, you know, explaining to her. We went through one session together and I sent her the meditation and it's not working for me. I'm like, it's working to the degree of effort you put into it. I always give that exercise. When you meditate, it worked, but you didn't shut off your conscious mind. You didn't shut off the roof chatter. You didn't shut off the yippee of dog. It didn't shut off completely, but it shut off just to the degree that you put effort into it. So it's like exercise. You got to go to the gym again. You got to go to the gym again. You got to go to the gym again. You got to shut your roof chatter off. You got to get back in control. It's the same concept.
Hey, I noticed that you did go to the gym, so I'm in the gym too. So tell people
Yeah.
why do you go to the gym anyway?
Me personally?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I'm a martial artist. I work out with. I'm in Vegas here. I work out with the top martial arts guys in the world, MMA. I love after I hit bags for an hour and work out so hard, my mind is so relaxed. I drive home from my martial arts class and I'm so relaxed. And the physical body, I think there's an end dumping point when your mind's out of control and you don't have the end dumping point of the body physically letting go. I think there's a cycle that's stuck inside there, and I think without exercise, I mean, without exercise, you're all in your mind, and you can't
I
let
agree
go.
with
You
you.
can't. Yeah.
I really do agree with you. It's a way to ground, and the
Yes.
physicality of the weights or whatever it is, brings you back into your body.
Yes.
Would you? This is a question I've been thinking about. Is that I really believe that the amount of energy that we're having on this planet now, and the amount of stress and everybody's going through that. For me, if I'm not in the gym and if I'm not clearing that, if I'm not dealing with it, my body really, really suffers as a result of that. So if the gym
Yes.
is a way of clearing that energy grounding, and like you say, if I do it right, I come out of there feeling euphoric. I feel like I'm in my body.
Yes. Yes. It's kind of like I think of the mind is racing out of control,
Yeah,
and the body is the end result. We can release the body. I mean, I train with the baddest dudes on the planet, and these guys are really killers, and they're the nicest people in the world you would ever meet because we have nothing to prove. We
yeah.
we leave it all in the gym. We release it. We go home. We relax. It's kind of like once it's the mind's out of control and you release it through the body, you get this kind of cycle where it's like, okay, I'm gonna wake up and do it again tomorrow. I'm back in control. I'm back in flow. It's all about flow.
Yeah, it's all about flow. Yeah, it's really true. It's all about flow. So,
Yeah.
so we're talking about anxiety. We're helping to help people getting out anxiety. So, uh, and we're talking about healing people so that they can find their inner truth, do their own healing. So
Yep.
let's talk a bit about that inner healing process and what
Sure.
you're offering and what sort of things you're offering your clients so that that inner healing can happen.
Right. Um, like I said, everyone that comes in, I work on the anxiety part of it. And I do have a bunch of free training for bestanxietysolution.com, which I want to offer to all your listeners because I have a free meditation, I have a free PDF, I have a free 3-part video series where I really explain in great detail where how to let go of this anxiety and how to get back in control of it. But in general, my motto is slow your mind down to the speed you're living. Slow your mind down to the speed you're living, meaning uh, we're worrying about the past is regret,
Yeah.
worrying about the future is anxiety. And like Eckhart Tolle talked about, bring it down to the now. I slow people down, and people feel like, well, I'm giving up because I'm right. I'm right about my anxiety. I'm right about this. Well, you want to be right or happy? You know, let go of
Right.
that. Let go of that feeling of being right and bring it back down to now. So I slow everyone down to the now, and once they do get that, they go, oh, so I don't have to be angry about. No, you don't. You're now. Now you have choices. Now you like infidelity clients I work with, women. I slow them down and give them their power back. I can be like last two women I worked with. One of them said, okay, I'm going to move on from my husband. I'm moving out. I'm moving on. Even though I have three kids, I'm getting a new house. Another client at the same time said, okay, I got my power back. We made up and we're actually having another child. So it's all about getting your power back in.
Right.
Then once you get your power back in the now you have choices. Now you have choices.
Yeah, and the nice thing about choice is if you don't like the choice, you get another choice. You get another opportunity for another choice.
Yeah. Once you center and you realize, oh my God, I'm in control of this. Because responsibility, other than legally, responsibility has a bad name. But I tell people responsibility is your ability to respond in any given situation on the spot. That's responsibility. And once you take your responsibility back and you stop blaming other people, for some people it's scary because it's like, well, I didn't create this life. Yes, you. Sorry.
Yeah.
But now you create another one.
Yeah.
Now you've got your responsibility back, your ability to respond to any given situation. Now you have your responsibility back, and some people take it as a positive. Some people take it as, oh, I'm not responsible for this. Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are. I mean, this allows you to have a choice to choose something that you would rather have in your life than what you have in your life. So yeah. So one more time, just I think you mentioned three different programs. Do you want to just go through those three different programs because they all have to do with anxiety, but they're a little bit different. So you want to just talk about those? And by the way, they're in the show notes. So anybody listening to the show, all the links are there, and we really follow through. And so Kelly can give you some guidance and some steps about how to deal with this.
Yeah, I have a lot of free programs. My main program is Anxiety Solution. It's bestanxietysolution.com. You get the free meditation, the free PDF, three-part training series on how to end anxiety. I have fallsleepinstantly.com, because a lot of people just can't shut off their mind at night. And stagesofinfidelity.com, where if you're going through that, there's a free PDF. So I have three main programs, and like as you know, the subconscious mind holds all the answers. So, and unfortunately, hypnotherapy is always the last resort. But she came to me and I've been biting my nails for 40 years, and I said, the first 10 minutes, I get these intuitive hits, and the first 10 minutes, I said, this happened when you were 6 or 7 years old. She goes, I'm not going back to 6 or 7. I'm like, no, not today. Not today.
That's an indication of how good you are, just because you intuitively get where the person's at. So
yeah,
really what you're saying is the power of now is really where it's at. If we can help you get back to the now, you get an opportunity to control your life and make really rational decisions about what's going to work for you and let go of what didn't work for you. So Kelly, great you have you on the show.
Yes.
Any last words that you want to leave people with? I certainly do want to encourage everybody to follow this through. Let's get anxiety out of your life once and for all.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I have a bunch of free training on bestanxietysolution.com. You can reach out to me at globalmindstretch@gmail.com. And, I've been doing this 23 years professionally and studying the mind my whole life. And if your listeners need solutions, I have the answers for them.
All right. Thank you ever so much for being on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
All right. Bye for now.
Thank you so much.
For quality online wellness products, courses, and services, visit our sponsors, thewellnessstore.ca. and the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy located at thewellnessacademy.ca. To stay in touch, visit us at thewellnessshow.ca. And until next time, be healthy, wealthy, and wise.